All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Impossible Versus Matches. This is going to be our new little show. It's me, Joseph, and my good friend Jayson of the Young Kings podcast. Say hello, Jayson.
Hello, Jason.
Ha! Clever. That's not an old joke at all.
Oh yeah, you know me, man. I just keep coming. I just keep coming up with new stuff, man.
Yep, constant zingers. So
All of it.
this is going to be a new thing we're trying, and I think we're probably going to pump out maybe like five of these over time and just see how they go. And if people enjoy them a bit, we'll probably keep making some more because this might be fun. Um,
Okay, yeah. I like doing things that are fun, Joseph.
yeah, you know
Doing
what?
things that are fun are pretty fun.
Yes, always. So what
Mm.
we've got here is Jason and I both have our own list of 50 characters. We do not know who is on each person's list. And
Mm.
they're not necessarily characters that can fight or anything like that. They're just kind of like characters we like or like kind of ridiculous picks, and we're going to make just impossible versus matches between them. So like a movie, like you got Freddy versus Jason, King Kong versus Godzilla. We're doing stuff like that, except it's completely outlandish, and our goal is to take turns and try and make up like a scenario in like
Mm.
how they would come together. It's not necessarily who would win because a lot of these would be, curb stomps, but it's going to be mainly it's like a journey, not a destination. And then just real quick, we're just so everyone knows, we are not doing things from the same universe. Mario vs. Luigi, Batman v Superman, Marvel vs. Marvel, none of that stuff. That's too easy. It's done before. We're not doing popular discussions. We're not doing Mario versus Sonic, Superman versus Goku, Marvel versus DC. This is impossible. Like, these could never happen in a million years unless studios really ran out of ideas.
Which I mean, we're like during this pandemic, we're there.
We're at the
Trust me, we're
cusp.
there.
We're almost there. And then lastly, we're not going to do versus matches that have already happened. So we're not going to do like Terminator versus Robocop, which is heavy in comics. We're not doing Alien versus Predator, Freddy versus Jason, King Kong versus Godzilla, any of that stuff off the table. So if we end up like somehow doing a match like that, like because this is all through a randomizer, then we're just going to re-roll.
Right.
So basically, if we end up having like I probably should have mentioned this, but we have all 50 characters on each of our lists in a randomizer, and we're randomly going to pick each combatant. And so if we randomly get something that is a Marvel vs. DC, then the second person is just going to re-roll. Simple as that.
Right.
All right. So are you
All
ready
right.
to go on? And I guess I'll start with the first scenario.
Okay.
So who is your first character that's being entered into this?
Well, what I got from the good old randomizer machine was I told you earlier, like it was the most ridiculous character I put on there. So I was really happy I got this choice. Lightning McQueen from the Cars franchise.
Lightning McQueen. Okay, perfect. I was really hoping that one of us would have him on the list because I was very close to putting him on mine.
Yeah,
But
I know there would be characters that like we would have like the same sort of that'll be on the same list. So
yeah.
that's why like one I was glad I got him, and two I'm glad that we both had the idea of putting him on the list.
Oh yeah, he was one of the first people I thought of to put on those, or I guess first cars. But
Hmm.
let's see what the randomizer gives me. Who is Lightning McQueen going to be pissed off against? Oh, looks like I got a re-roll because we've got a Disney versus Disney match. I ended up with Scrooge McDuck, so I'm just going to keep Scrooge McDuck on my list and I'm going to re-roll again.
Okay, I mean they
Because
don't exist in the same universe
I
technically,
guess
but
they
no, I get what you're
don't,
saying.
but Disney versus Disney. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. This one is technically now Disney versus Disney, but I'm going to let this slide because it was not always Disney. This is Lightning McQueen versus Milhouse.
I'm calling it now. Lightning McQueen wins.
Yeah, the
Cause
car
he's a car.
the car always wins. All right,
I mean,
so
Mill Millhouse is like a worthy contender, but I think Lightning McQueen and his oh so fast moves and
Yeah,
being an
ka-chow.
automobile.
But
Easily this matchup.
all right, so I'm gonna press that little remove button, so Milhouse now can't be picked again. So,
Hmm.
if you do that, then Lightning McQueen won't be able to pick it again. Now, how how do
Yeah.
they cross over? Okay, so I've been watching a lot of Simpsons lately, so this is actually pretty good. Milhouse is best friends with Bart Simpson,
Right.
so how they cross over, obviously I'm thinking, Bart Simpson, he's got some sort of scheme. So he Bart wants to drive, so he decides
Uh-huh.
to they decide to hotwire Homer's car, the Simpson family car.
Right.
um and they go off on a joyride, which is an episode that of course has happened because it's the Simpsons,
Hmm.
where they end up in a car and going somewhere. So Bart and Milhouse are driving. They drive like way out there because who knows where Springfield is? And just for the sake of this episode, Springfield just happens to be right next to Radiator Springs
Right. Right.
because Springfield is bordered by 7 different states or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, so they're going through, and Bart's a little hellraiser, so he's not paying attention to the speed limit. He blasts through the town, and who sees him but Lightning McQueen? And Lightning's like, well, they think they're speed. I'm speed.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
so
Well, I would think that since the Cars universe, I think that he doesn't even see them as a bunch of kids in a car. He just thinks the
yeah,
car is alive itself, so he actually
right.
tries to talk to the car
Hmm.
and thinks that the car is another racer like him.
Yeah, but when the card does not reply, he thinks that the card's just being rude. So basically, Lightning McQueen is now somehow in a street race with Bart Simpson and Milhouse in the Simpson vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, this is not about racing Lightning McQueen. This is Lightning McQueen versus Milhouse specifically. So
Uh-huh.
what should happen? But of course, Mater comes out, and so Mater comes out, being distracted. He's like, "Oh, Lightning, what's going on?" And like in that process, Bart has to like swerve. Um, Bart like swerves. They crash the Simpson vehicle. Bart's out. Bart's just out at this point, and so Milhouse gets out, and he's upset that his only friend is at least seriously injured. He's probably not dead, but at least seriously injured. So Milhouse is about to try and fight a sentient race car and tow truck, Lightning McQueen and Mater. And
Right.
I mean, obviously Milhouse loses the fight, but that's how it gets started. A Milhouse and Lightning McQueen crossover in Radiator Springs.
Okay, no, no,
But
no, no. I dig it, but I think it'll be even funnier that Bart tries to like go to like the hospital or like whatever, and he can't. Basically, he goes to the car doctor. Is like sending cars,
they put him on that
trying to
like elevator
oil and
thing.
more stuff.
They put him on like that like elevator thing that like brings the car like way up in the air. So
Right, and they're trying to fix like a 10-year-old,
yeah,
like he's a Nova or something like that.
yeah. They're trying to put like oil. They're trying to give him an oil change.
Hmm. But I think Milhouse will put up a good fight.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
is a sentient car. Milhouse has done crazier things on The Simpsons.
the Simpsons characters are known for being quite durable.
Right.
If you see the stuff that Homer goes through on a regular basis, then Simpsons characters can make it quite a bit, unless their name is Maud Flanders.
Right. Exactly. Man. So I guess I'll take the point for this one, right? I guess we both agree that
Yeah,
Lightning McQueen is the winner of this.
I mean,
Obviously, and even the audience
obviously,
agrees.
obviously, I mean, as they say in Rick and Morty, the cars always win.
The car always wins. Yeah,
The interdimensional cable.
the car always wins. Anyway, so now it's my turn
All
to come
right.
up with the scenario
So
while we randomize other
All right.
people, right?
So I'm gonna spin the wheel again.
Okay, I'll
So
spin my wheel again. And
oh, okay.
yeah, my. Okay, I'm glad. Oh my
Okay.
gosh,
So
I'm glad I got two good ones in a row.
who'd you get?
Okay, I love it. Edward from Twilight.
Okay, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can go ahead and remove Edward from Twilight from your list. Edward is
Right.
going against Sweet D Reynolds from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, that's great. Oh my god, that's great. I'm, I'm not gonna lie. I think Sweet D wins.
I don't think Edward
But
can handle her.
but listen. Okay, I got the scenario. So, Sweet D and the gang decide to go to Oregon for another scheme of basically trying to open another bar in the same town where the Twilight series is at. And then basically she falls in love with Edward automatically while Edward was just like walking down the street somewhere, and she does all this crazy stuff to get his attention, basically. And then Edward, of course, doesn't want anything to do with her.
Oh yeah,
and he's just
as
like,
is
"Hey,
tradition.
I'm a vampire," and she's like, "That's so hot."
D would be
So
into that.
she spends like her entire time like bothering Edward and just trying to basically trying to make him become a vampire, make her a vampire.
Right.
And he basically just like runs away or accidentally gets himself killed. Trying to get away.
Cause Edward is not doesn't no because no one wants anything to do with D.
Yeah, exactly. Even like a 100-year-old vampire.
Right. Of course, I gotta say, in true Always Sunny fashion, I think that Edward eventually like learns to kind of like her at least a little bit, but then. But she wasn't taking. She thought the vampire thing was just like an act. But then when she finds out, like he actually, he actually does vampire stuff. Like she just calls him a freak,
right,
or something. Like she just gets all mad. Like we're just like, wait, you actually do that? You fucking loser, or something. Just something like that. And so it's not really a fight in this scenario. It's more of it's a romantic comedy.
Yes, exactly. But no matter what, I think Sweet D wins that one.
Yeah, she because the Always Sunny characters, even when they lose, they come out on top in their own mind.
Exactly.
But all we know is that Edward is just going to be scarred for life.
Basically.
That's a good matchup, actually. That just wrote itself.
Right. So okay, so you got two down, right? Right. So you want to do another one?
Yeah, sure. Let's go. That didn't take very long at all. We've only been recording for 13 minutes.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and spin the wheel.
Alrighty. And here we go. That's great.
Who'd you get?
Oh my god. I was wondering when this one was gonna pop up. Okay, I got Naruto.
Okay, Naruto. Okay. Let's see who I get. Okay. This one is not as obvious as the others. This is Naruto versus Donkey Kong. Okay.
Naruto wins. I'm just calling.
I don't know. I mean, Donkey Kong punched the moon out of orbit, so like.
Naruto has like the power of a demon fox inside of him,
but
that can throw bombs that can like eviscerate entire mountains.
But has he punched the moon out of orbit?
No, but he has the power of the Sage of Six Paths, and only my true Naruto heads would know what the fuck I just said.
Alright, fair enough, but like I said, journey, not a destination, so how did they meet? Well, I mean, I'd say that going into it.
I already know, because Naruto goes, like, he travels a lot, and he visits the land of apes that happens to be where Donkey Kong's from.
I mean, seeing Naruto in a jungle is not a far stretch at all.
No, it's not.
So, like, I would assume that Naruto has somehow ended up to, DK Isle, or, the village hidden in the Kong.
And, the village hidden in bananas.
Yes, but as we know, Naruto's got a little bit. He's got an appetite,
Yes, he
and
does.
he's got to be now. Donkey Kong is usually pretty easygoing, but there's one thing that pisses him off.
He don't eat the bananas.
Naruto steals the bananas.
Yeah, because there's no ramen anywhere, so he's like,
Yeah,
fuck it, I'm just gonna eat some bananas.
yeah. He gets some bananas. I don't know if bananas have actually ever shown up in the Naruto universe, so he probably doesn't even know what they are.
No, I think I've seen a filler episode, something like that. It was
Oh,
one like he actually did. It was like a gorilla on the loose or something like that. Like I've seen, nah, I'm pretty sure I've seen like a banana in
okay,
Naruto.
fair enough. I'm pretty sure a filler episode made him like slip on a banana peel or something too. Who knows?
Honestly, I think you're right.
Like I remember it, but I don't know. But obviously, Naruto's got to eat the banana, and it's right from
Mm,
DK's horde. So of course, Donkey Kong avenges that banana
right,
because that's the
right.
one thing that pisses off Donkey Kong more than anything is you get between the Kong and his food,
That's true.
and
But
then
then Naruto hits him with a Rasen Shuriken, double extra large lava explosion, and then eviscerates half of Kong Island.
yeah, but somehow DK is durable enough to make it through.
Somehow.
I don't know if he'd win, but it would not be a curb stomp.
I mean,
He'd
he'll do that bullshit Smash Brothers move where he jumps and then spins around and shit like that. I
yeah,
hate
I
that
mean,
move.
but like in canon, he has punched the moon out of the sky. So
Okay, okay. Naruto's literally come back to life after
yeah,
dying,
yeah, and you
and
know
then
what? What does Donkey Kong do in all of his games? Come back to life
oh,
after dying. All he needs is the balloon. That little balloon gives him an extra life.
oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
I mean,
Naruto literally is the reincarnation of a god.
okay, okay. I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna deny that Donkey Kong may lose this fight, but I'm not going to sit here and say that it would just be a flat out curb stomp. Donkey Kong will put up a fight,
Yeah, I mean when he's not
especially if Naruto ate a banana.
torn apart, like you don't get it. The Rasen Shuriken that Naruto has is so powerful it cuts you up like atomic levels, like particle size. So
Well,
like
that's just
half
OP.
of Kong Island with Donkey Kong. That includes Diddy. That includes Cranky. That includes all those other. I can't even. I don't even know like all of them.
Funky
They
Kong?
all are just done. Maybe Diddy Kong survives, and then he Sasuke Styles wants revenge on Naruto for killing his whole clan.
Yeah. Now, let's say somehow DK is able to dodge it and Naruto ends up
Uh
blowing up that entire banana horde.
huh.
I don't think Naruto's going to make it out if he destroys the entire banana horde. The more bananas that are missing from Donkey Kong's island, the more angry Donkey Kong becomes. He's like the Hulk.
And then it becomes a giant turd Donkey Kong,
Yeah.
a bigger Donkey Kong.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? But that I feel like that's probably how the verses would go down. That's what would
Okay.
piss off Donkey Kong enough to fight Naruto. Naruto's just got to eat a banana. That's it's simple as that. Luckily, Naruto being in the jungle is not too much of a stretch.
Yeah, it's not. It's not considering he's a ninja.
Yeah,
And being in the forest is sort of what ninjas do.
right. Like I mean, he's been to a pretty varied amount of places.
Right, right.
All right,
But then
well,
he would just become like in Kurama mode, and then just become okay. I'm getting deep into it. Anyway,
deep in the
all right
lore.
then, fine.
Well, we've only been going for like 20 minutes, so I think let's do one more for this episode
Okay,
so you can get yourself
okay,
another shot.
yeah.
All right, go ahead and spin your wheel. Who you got?
Let me see. All right. Oh, okay, okay. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure it's on your list too, but I'm glad this guy popped up finally. Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear is on my list, so I'm going to remove him right away then.
Uh huh.
I'm just going to take off Buzz Lightyear. All right.
I knew he was going.
So, Who do I got? Spinning the wheel, spinning the wheel. Okay. All right, have fun with this one. So you've got Buzz Lightyear versus Babe the Pig.
Oh yeah, Buzz Lightyear.
Now, which now you have two options with Buzz Lightyear because I was doing like some practice rounds a little bit like yesterday
Uh huh.
while we were figuring that out, like just trying to get my improv brain a little bit sharper by doing matchups within my own wheel, and I
Okay.
remembered. Now, with Buzz Lightyear, you have two options. You can either use the version of him from the TV show, Buzz Lightyear Star Command, where he's like an actual
Nah,
dude, or you can use the toy.
the toy. Yeah, well, no, when I'm doing Buzz Lightyear, I'm thinking of the toy because if a live action Buzz, then I mean, it's a grown man who's basically Buck Rogers. This is
Yeah.
a pig.
just
No, him being a toy is more funny,
just beating
and
the shit out of a pig.
honestly, just more. He'll still beat Ape the Pig, but I think like eventually he's just like, no, this little pig is cute, and he's not really like a bad person or bad pig, and I think they'll just become friends, and then it will be a tie. I think this is a tie.
I mean, I'm fairly convinced that if that Buzz could, win in a fight against Babe the pig because, Babe's a pig and Buzz is like a sentient toy.
Yeah.
but the thing is like why and how does this happen?
I think just the toys visit a farm accidentally, and Woody is looking for a lost toy that got probably like lost in the farm or whatever, and he's just interrogating Babe the Pig, even though Babe the Pig found this toy and all that stuff. And Buzz Lightyear is trying to interrogate the animals, and Babe's like, "What are you doing, man?" And Buzz Lightyear's like, "Stand by, citizen," and all that stuff. And oh man, that's when you get the fight. That's when you get your Batman Superman fight, but with just Babe the Pig and Buzz Lightyear.
Babe the pig and Buzz Lightyear. Oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
I think the lost toy, whoever like they're looking for, um, Babe ate him. Like,
Accidentally.
yeah, like it ended up like in like the pig slot because pigs will eat anything,
That's true.
and like Babe eats them, and then that's a crime against toys. So, unknowingly committing a hate crime, Babe the pig faces the wrath of Buzz Lightyear.
And basically, they fight or whatever. But then, eventually, like Babe just poops out the toy, and everything's okay because it's all good. So the toy comes
Yeah.
back home with Buzz. It was all a giant misunderstanding.
I mean that I feel like that's how it would probably play out because that's probably our friendliest matchup so far.
Yeah.
Um, cause I when I was doing a practice, I ended up getting Babe the Pig versus Scrooge McDuck,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that one was actually a lot easier. My scenario was that a Scrooge finds out that the farm is actually built on like a large like oil depository.
Mm-hmm.
So like Scrooge wants the farm for the oil because he can't not have the money.
Right.
And
As character.
um and like the farmer is like almost about to do it because he realizes what's in it for him. But Babe's got to fight for the farm.
Yeah.
And then it's like a farm animal versus Scrooge McDuck situation. And if you know anything about Scrooge McDuck's lore, then you know that none of those farm animals will survive.
Yeah. No. As long as you make.
No, but we had some pretty good matchups for our first episode. We had Lightning McQueen versus Milhouse.
Mm-hmm.
We had Naruto versus Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Um, Buzz Lightyear versus Babe, and I forget what our second one was already. Um,
Sweet D versus Edward from
oh
Twilight.
yeah, that one wrote itself.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll just call it for the first episode. So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
we'll be back again with another few scenarios. So,
Mm-hmm.
Jayson, if you want to go ahead and give yourself a little plug at the end of the episode, go right on ahead.
Yeah. Well, if you guys, enjoyed conversation like these, you can look up the Young Kings of a Z podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, including Anchor.fm, and you can probably check it out on the link in the description below.
That's right.
And yeah, add us on Instagram and stuff like that. And yeah, that's all I got plugged.
And more videos like these will be coming, and if you want to see more of my work, you can check out the rest of the videos on the channel, or you can head over to Bearded Beer Bros to watch What's in Craig's Kitchen, where we cook up some crazy stuff.
All right.
This has been Impossible versus matches, and we'll be back again with some more crazy stuff.